First of all, it's great to be back out here again for training camp this year. Tell us about the off-season. What have you guys really been working on the most over the winter and summer?
Definitely lifting, getting stronger, the line getting stronger so we can move all the big guys in the South. Definitely a passing game, and Barker getting on his routes, and all the receivers, the new receivers. We don't have really any new people coming back in the receiving corps, so we just got to get them ready for varsity football.
How different is it going into your senior year now that you guys have won 2 championships? What has been Coach Krista Bick's message just to keep everybody focused and keep everybody with a high level of energy and enthusiasm?
He tells us every day at practice that we would be the first team in Jackson Memorial history to do a 3-peat, and that's really all on our mind, and that's all we care about.
Personally, how much have you grown as a player and a person over the 2 years since you really came onto the scene as a sophomore?
Definitely every game I definitely get better. I definitely go home and think about what I did wrong and stuff like that. And then I just come back the next week and do better than I was last week.
And who are some of the other guys that are going to compliment you in the backfield this year? And tell us about some of the underclassmen that are coming up through the ranks.
We got Kellett, Caldwell for running back, and our fullbacks, Pallone and Coulee. And some of the uprising kids in the underclass are Leo Shimonovich and Chris Richardson. They'll be big coming up next couple years.
And how excited are you about quarterback Dan Barker now going into his senior year and second year running the offense?
I think I've good for him. I think he's gonna do good. I think he's gonna have a good time. I think he's gonna be a lot more calm than he was last year, because now that he knows what he's doing, now that he's more focused. Last year was his first year. He was definitely kind of nervous. I could definitely tell, but I think he's gonna come back with vengeance this year.
I'm sure he's really grown a lot. I know it can always be tough, especially having to step in for a guy like Joe DeMeo last year. How's the timing been going with the receivers? I know you lost both Kyle Lona and Vinny Lee. Who are some of the new faces that we can look out for?
Trevor Laura, Devin Lee, AJ Tomaszewicz, who'll be coming through. And, they were all JV last year, and we all lost everyone. So I'm sure they'll be coming back very well. I know they've been working on their game the past summer, and I know they're ready to play. So,
this program has been one of the most successful late in the season, especially over the past 2 years. You guys have just always seemed to be able to get hot at the right time and play your best football in December. How were you guys able to turn it around, especially being 3-3 at the midpoint last year, losing that first game to Brick Memorial and then being able to play a complete game in the state championship?
Yeah, well, no one really likes to lose here, and we're not really about losing. So, and all we want to do is win. So we definitely got our heads together, and I'm pretty sure this year they all know what's going to be going on, and I'm pretty sure we're all focused here. So I think we'll be able to win a lot of games.
And what has been your favorite moment so far in a player? As a player, I'm sure there's so many of them that you can think of. That winning touchdown against RBC when you were a sophomore, the first championship or the second championship. What's been the most important for you the most?
Definitely the first one. That was a great experience with the older kids. And me just being a sophomore, that made it really fun for me. And I didn't really think that we were going to get there, but we did. So.
And it had to be really special being able to step on the field against a team like RBC that beat a program like St. Joe's Montvale in the playoffs that year, and to be able to show that, hey, a public school can defeat a team like that.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. I just kind of went out there and just played our game. We all knew that they were undefeated until then, and we just kind of said, hey, let's just go out and do our best, and we did, and we beat them.
Now, defensively, you'll be one of the captains on that side of the ball. I know you guys have graduated your entire secondary except for you coming back. Who are some of the players that we can look out for on that side?
Trevor Laura, AJ Tomaszewicz, and Devin Lee. And Jordan Caldwell will be in there, too, at corner.
All right, so you have some guys that are going to be playing both ways for you, that have been solid over the past year. So who are you looking forward to playing the most? It's always a grind in A-South, no matter who it is, whether you're playing the likes of Toms River North, Brick Township, and Brick Memorial.
Toms River North and Brick Township. That's what I'm looking for.
It's always something when you have programs like Toms River North and you guys who are both state champions, and Brick Memorial, who you played in the state final, who were all in the same division.
Yeah, I mean, Brick Memorial's come back. I know they lost a lot of their players. I know they lost most of their linemen, and I know they lost their quarterback and their receivers, so I'm not really worried much about them this year. But I'm more worried about Townsville North and Brick Township. They have a lot of good guys coming back. I'm just more like focused and ready and happy to play them.
Now, with two big scrimmages coming up before you close the preseason, you guys have Manalapan tomorrow, and then, of course, Mid-South this coming weekend. What are you looking to see out of your team overall?
Definitely not to put their heads down. I don't really like when people put their heads down if they're doing bad. Or I'd rather see them do better and get better, progressing through the scrimmage. And I really like our line. I hope the line does really well. I want to see them get off their blocks and all that stuff. And I want to see our defense definitely pound people to the ground and make good tackles.
And, of course, the season opener where you guys will play Jackson Liberty again, your crosstown rival. I'm sure you guys have loved the fact that you've gotten the better of them over the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's definitely always fun playing Liberty. I love playing them either there or here. It doesn't really matter. It's still good for the town. And I love playing against them because I always played against them, and they were always on my team, Pop Warner. So it's always fun seeing them.
All right, Mike, thanks again, and good luck this year.
Thanks.